last time I saw you in the room, I lost myself and said that I need you. We'll take our time to get it right, and I'll remember this night for the rest of my life.
You know, I agree with everyone else that says that song is going to be the one, because it starts off just really smooth to the ears.
Yeah, like it was. We were doing like something really, really jazzy, and then I got to do the sexy horn part.
Very sexy horn part, yeah. I heard that song actually sounds different than your other songs. Now the ending of it kind of sounds similar because you guys bring back that heavy guitar that I'm used to hearing in some of your other songs. That song, and I think Diamond Queen is also a really good, like, killer song.
Yeah, that was the first two songs we did with Michael Rosen. So we did those at the same time. We recorded those almost 2 years ago. Okay.
I was going to ask you, I was going to say that song was going to be a hit, and I had a question, I wrote it down somewhere, and I don't remember what I did with it. So, I have like all these notes on my notepad, and I kind of cross them off as I go along, you know? And then sometimes I'm like, towards the end of the episode, it's just, everything just looks like a big scribble. You know, like, where'd that go? I don't know. But that's cool. We only have like 11 and a half minutes left anyways. So let's go with, you want to go with Poverty Ridge?
Yeah, let's go with Poverty Ridge, the opening track.
That's a cool name for, you know, all your songs. Diamond Queen that's a really, like, unique, like, that's a good name for a song.
It's, well, our songs are about real American history.
Oh, okay.
And then originally we started writing songs about Sacramento history and putting music to it because I'm a historian for the city. That's my day job. And then now it's just American history. And Diamond Queen is based off of, it's a montage to all the famous madams of the United States.
Okay.
And then Diamond Queen was an African-American madam in New Orleans, and her name was Lulu Diamond Queen White. And she was so well known that Dolly Parton's character in The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas is very loosely based upon her.
Really?
But she was a typical madam, and she like took, she was very successful, and then she also reinvested into the community and stuff like that. So, and then she tried to, and then when, you know, whoever the girls and stuff that were working with her, under her, she tried to encourage them to be proper businesswomen, elevate them, and then not be your typical, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I'm going to start a band, and I'm going to call it Diamond Queen, and we're going to be the Ghost Town Rebellion tribute band, and we're just going to cover all your songs.
That would be rad.
And then whenever you play a show, we're going to play the show the next weekend.
But that would be great.
that'd be kind of fun to do.
Go sit back and enjoy and have a beer and watch my song being played.
There you go. It's like you're watching yourself.
Exactly.
You got a twin brother we can add to the band?
What?
I said you got a twin brother we can add to the band?
I have a younger brother, but he's more like, you know, he's got long dreadlocks. So.
Cool. That's a good stage presence.
He does play trumpet. So
okay. Trumpet. Hey, he's in the band. Call him after the show. Tell him you got a new band for him.
Okay.
called Diamond Queen. And we just cover your songs. That's funny. Okay, we're going to go Poverty Ridge. And this will be the last song we play for the night. After this song's done, we're going to wrap the show up. And okay. I wanted to thank all our listeners for listening to the Ghost Town Rebellion with us. And Shawn, you have been awesome. And we're going to talk more about your awesomeness right after we play Poverty Ridge.
Thunder in the night, wake up to a stormy sky.
there you go with Poverty Ridge. We are not going to get a chance to play Rabbit Hole or McClathy and Me, which I think that's also a cool name that I could also start a band with that name. So what are those two songs about?
Rabbit Hole is about the band being on the road and just being, starving, struggling artists. And, the hook is all these years facing our fears and expressing our soul. All these years facing our fears down that rabbit hole. So, and it's got kind of like I don't know, like, I was thinking like an Alice in Wonderland kind of vibe, that rabbit hole of life, that rabbit hole of trying to be successful and being your own, that kind of thing. And then McClatchy and Me is about the Sacramento squatters' rights and how we got the Sacramento Bee in Sacramento. It happened on my birthday in 1850, a big 3-day gun battle in downtown Sacramento.
I think it's really cool that, lately I've been interviewing a lot of bands, doing a lot more band interviews and just playing a podcast. I enjoy the band interviews. They don't get the best, recognition as much as, because you could tag a bunch of different bands and get shared a bunch of different times. But I ask so many bands that, that question, and what does their song mean? And sometimes they're they have no idea what to say. What do you mean, what does it mean? It's awesome. I'm like, yeah, but what does it mean? I don't know.
Yeah, no. Every song we have, there's not one song that I'm not going to tell you the meaning behind it. And whether Mike sings lead on it or I sing lead on it, because we both know what the meaning of every song is. So we try to really work on our craft and make something that not only that we enjoy, that everybody else is going to enjoy.
Well, I think that's awesome, man. I think your music is great. I think you're just a super nice guy. I thank you for doing the podcast. Let's also thank you for sending me your song when I first started this, 2 months ago, and it's growing like crazy, and I absolutely love it. We're getting a lot of good bands. Thank God. We're getting a lot of good bands finally. I was scared. I would have been scared to do an interview with you a month ago, but after some of the bands I've interviewed that are pretty good, I'm like, okay, I can pull this off. So that's why I asked if you wanted to do one. So I appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. Do you have any shout outs to any bands that you want to say before we end the podcast?
Bands that need some love right now. My friends Drop Dead Red. My good buddies Malcontent got back together in Vacaville.
They were on my show.
Yeah.
They did a podcast with me. Yeah, I love those guys.
Right on. And then Cities Wish You Were From. My buddies from Ireland who are now living in Vacaville on off. Chrome Rose. For the Kids. So that's all the local bands I've been really listening to right now.
That's awesome. Yeah, we're actually working on getting on for an interview. You
want to just talk to a bunch of fun old school. I mean, they're from Ireland. They moved here about 7 years ago.
I know. I looked it up.
And they're a riot. We toured those guys all the time. Like, we'll be out on the road, and it just works out where we come together for about a week. In the middle of nowhere, and we're like hanging out and partying really hard for like a week because sometimes we're the only people in the venue.
Right?
But most of the time, the shows are pretty good, but it's really fun to, when you're out, because they do it like us, just go out and book a bunch of shows, and if we can hook up and do some stuff together, then yeah, let's make something happen. And it just makes the night so much more fun when because you're away from home, and it's kind of like, we're hanging out with not just your bandmates, but your other homies, and we all drink one off every night and go and drive to the next town and do it again. So
yeah, Paulie's a super nice dude.
Yeah. Then we'll split off, and then we'll see each other when we get home and laugh about what happened on the road and try and set something else up.
Well, I think that about wraps everything up. Is there anything else you want to say about your album, or any last words? You want anyone to know anything special about your band? You got 45 seconds.
You can find us on all, the normal formats: YouTube, iTunes, Twitter, Facebook. Find our music on Amazon, Spotify, Pandora. We have 2 albums up. One's called Herbs and Dominant. We have a second album up called Silver and Gold. We have 2 singles out on Gateway Records. One is a cover song, I'm on Fire, And then, of course, a new original, Diamond Queen, which dropped about 4 weeks ago.
I'm on Fire is a really good song, man.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Yes.
you. A big Boss fan, and I just wanted to do something different and rock the hell out of it, and it's always been a stage favorite. And Gateway heard that they were doing a cover. After they picked up Diamond Queen, this is the whole story how that happened. They picked up Diamond Queen, and then I got a call 2 days later. This song's great. We're doing a cover compilation. You guys got any covers? I'm like, yeah, we do. I'm on Fire. I'm like, perfect. Send it in. So we went literally the next day, recorded it, mixed it, sent it over, and they're like, I think we
Fire.
I think we, yeah.
All right, well, I got to cut the show off. Thank you to all the listeners for listening to The Loud Spot. This was an interview with the Ghost Town Rebellion. Thank you, Shawn, for being on the show, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.